Back to the play hand. As you mentioned, Nick, it is Switzerland seeded 17, Brazil seeded 32. Let's start off with the Brazilians. There is Elize Maia, 32 years of age, 184 centimeters. We will just call her Maia. All the Brazilians seem to have that one name. And her partner, Taiana Lima, goes by Taiana at 33 years of age, 5'9", 175 centimeters, a spectacular defender in the backcourt. On the other side of the net, the 25-year-old, 184 centimeters, Anouk Vergé-Dépré, the future of Swiss volleyball, no question about it. One victory under her belt. That happened in Xiamen in 2016. So a fan favorite. A lot of fans hanging out to see this final match, and her partner will take over the net duties. Also 25 years of age, her hometown in Zurich. She's got 2 FIVB victories, those coming with Nadine Zumker. 190 centimeters tall, translates to 6'3", one of the taller players and one of the better blockers. This is going to be a very equal matchup, and it could come down to the wire. As we saw in Switzerland not long ago, it was the Swiss prevailing 18-16 in the third set.
Well, there's great expectations for these young Swiss team. It's definitely a long-term goal and plan for the Swiss. They're youngsters. There's possibly one of the youngest beach volleyball fans in the crowd. But Ralph Krieger, the established sports management and sports agent in Switzerland who manages these two, not only is Tokyo in their goal set, but also the Olympics after that. That's the perfect start for Anouk Vergé-Dépré. Puts the first score on the board for Switzerland. Can't be a better way to settle your nerves when you're going against Brazil and to pop your first serve out like that and put that early point on the board. Great shot from Elize Maia, or Maia as we'll call her.
You want to come out of the gate with aggression, and that's what Maia does right there, going cross court. Throw the shots out of the window, come out strong, establish yourself, and you're seeing it happen on both sides of the net. All 4 players know one another very well, and you see the intensity from the start.
Vergé-Dépré, good score. Here's her teammate, Jonah Heidrich. Perfect set for Taiana. Oh, and a break for Switzerland early on, 3-1.
Ball control is going to be a major factor here. Both defensive players so strong, Vergé-Dépré and Taiana. And it'll be interesting at the net if anyone can really dominate up there, either Maia or Joanna Heidrich, the full-time blockers.
Here's Heidrich with service. Oh, and she's hit that just a little too hard, Taiana. 3 points clear. Joanna Heidrich continues with a good early serve run. Oh, and look at that for a block at the net from Heidrich.
Joanna Heidrich, her game has really improved as of late. Notice she served that ball from way over in the left corner, ran to the right side of the net, and got in position in time to get the stuff block.
Yeah, small Swiss contingent in the crowd, and they're giving lots of reason to cheer right now. Heidrich again serving cross court. Oh, and that was right on the line. Elize Maia finally gets the ball just where she wants it. That's near perfect.
Yeah, you can't ask for much better placement than that.
And here is Elize Maia with service. Oh, a little trickler off the top of the net. Everyone counts, and she'll take it.
Yeah, a lot of times that trickler you're not intending for it to happen, but you'll take it any day.
Good set for Jonah Heidrich. Oh, is that a little long? Yes, it is. Just a little too much arm swing allows Brazil to draw 1 point back. Taiana there. Elize Maia serving. Again, opting to serve Heidrich. And that's an ace serve. She'll be delighted with that to tie the scores at 5-all. Swiss call a timeout.
Looked like the Swiss coming out of the gate on fire, and now Brazil starting to get their footing. We've seen this so many times in these initial matches of the tournament. A team come out a little flat, a little slow. You think it's going to be one-sided, and then all of a sudden, that team, the other team gets right back into the mix. So that's what's happening here. You saw 4 points in a row from the Swiss. Now 4 points consecutively from Brazil. And we're all tied up. The Swiss have seen enough trying to break the momentum and get themselves back in this one. You know, if you look at these 4 athletes, you have 2 on the Swiss side that participated in the Olympic Games. So they're Olympians. They have that history. And Johanna Heidrich, playing with Nadine Zumker, finished 5th place. Got to the quarterfinals, whereas her partner, Anouk Vergé-Dépré, played with Isabelle Forer, and they finished 9th. And that's not what you want to happen after a timeout. And Nick, I always tell you, there's some certain rules. You want to serve that ball in the court after a timeout, and that's the exact reason why. Because you don't want to let them off the hook for doing nothing. Put that ball in the right spot, maybe get yet another point.
Well, it's important for Heidrich to put that shot away. Scores are all tied at 6-6. Let's not forget the Swiss were 4 clear in the early exchanges of this opening set. And at last, Heidrich, who's struggling to receive the serve of Taiana and Elize. And Vergé-Dépré this time serves up an ace. She's absolutely delighted with that. 7-6. Switzerland back with the advantage.
That's a nice jump float serve. At the last second, it starts to fade and hits just the outside of the line.
Lovely dig from Vergé-Dépré, looks to finish it. Taiana. Oh, lovely cross-court spike.
Oh, and Taiana, you know, it seems like whenever Johanna Heidrich is playing, there's a little chippiness that starts to go on under the net. And now you see after this hit, it seems like Taiana, watch her motion through the net, and she throws up a little fist pump. So emotions really start to roll, and I like to see that. I like to see that little divisiveness, that little chippiness. It adds to the drama.
Well, that drama continues because Vergé-Dépré cuts the ball with a beautiful touch of the right hand to take a point back here for Switzerland. I think you've called it perfectly, Dave. There's a little bit of needle, we call it in English. A needle means the Brazilians remember when they were beaten by the Swiss in Stade, and they're out here looking for revenge.
And it makes it very interesting. It's kind of the game behind the game. A lot of...
Oh, that's a spectacular save from Vergé-Dépré. But at the net, Elize Maia sees everything.
She really does. She turns in the air. She's got that great vision. Here's the replay. Beautiful soft block by Johanna Heidrich, keeping the ball in play, giving themselves another chance, but they don't get set up in time. Brazil takes full advantage. Watch Heidrich get to the net here just a little bit too late. Maia sees an opening, and she exploits it.
There's Elize Maia with service. Wearing number 1 on the green and yellow shirt for Brazil. Continues to target Heidrich with the serve, who struggles, I have to say, with the receive. Scrappy point, but Switzerland take it, and the lead at 9-8.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was a touch there off the block, but no touch is called. And this is turning into a battle.
Well, didn't quite get the ball where she wanted it to be. The cut was there, but she cut it on her own side rather than the Swiss side of the net.
Yeah, a little too sharp, and give Joanna Heidrich credit putting up a strong, intimidating block.
That was a good serve from Vergé-Dépré. Just missed that backcourt line by centimeters. Still serving brave, the Swiss ladies. Taiana with a kiss off the tape of the net.
Big net violation by Heidrich, trying to fish that ball out of the net. She gets caught in the net herself. Here it is, the pass a little close. Heidrich, the follow through. Tries to pull her hands back quickly, but the referee's all over it.
Good play from Brazil. And Taiana trying to woo the crowd, get some more support. Good shot.
Nice extension right in the middle of the court. Usually the defenders in that cross court and the blockers dropping in that line leaves that middle portion wide open.
Halfway point of the first set, Brazil have a 1-point lead over Switzerland. Elize Maia and Taiana 11-10 against Joanna Heidrich and Anouk Vergé-Dépré. Heidrich on the left, on the right of your screens, Vergé-Dépré. Very evenly matched, Dane, in the first half of this opening set.
Yeah, you know, Taiana at 33 years of age, she was the FIVB Most Improved Player back in 2010. And on the other side of the net, Joanna Heidrich, 25 years. So Taiana has her by 8 years. But what they do have in common is that Joanna Heidrich, last year, she also won Most Improved Player. So 2 players that have been continually on the rise. Heidrich the younger, and the bottom drops out of that one from Taiana. She opts with a jump floater, and you got to stick with that jump float all the way because the bottom can drop out at the very last second. Another point for Brazil. Catching a little fire here, getting a little separation, and it's been serve-receive trouble for the Swiss.
Great arm swing from Vergé-Dépré.
Yeah, she absolutely lit this one up. Gets a nice wide approach, comes in and just thunders. That's the most powerful hit that we've seen here in this match.
Heidrich with service for Switzerland. Cross court to Elize. Elize now on the attack for Brazil. She's cut that way too far to her left. Switzerland are now back within 1 point of Brazil. Heidrich again back to the court to serve. That's Vergé-Dépré on screen. Taiana closest to us. Heidrich again targeting Elize with the service, and again, well, that looked to be going out of play to me, but the referee seems to think it was good.
She ripped that ball down the line. That's a risky shot, especially with that much power, but she's got the ability to make that happen.
Maia, 6 service attempts, 3 aces. Oh, another good shot from Vergé-Dépré.
Vergé-Dépré just ripping this ball across court. We've seen some pretty powerful shots out of Vergé-Dépré. And if you're Brazil, maybe you're thinking, we need to go the other direction. Maybe stay away from her for a little while as she cools off.
Well left by Elize to maintain the Brazilian break at 15-13 in this first set. Quick side switch, just to make sure there's no advantage from the sunset or the breeze that normally picks up at the end of play. Taiana with service, this time going to Anouk Vergé-Dépré, who attacks. Oh, fires one at the body at Taiana. If there is a little bit of a grudge match going on, that's mission accomplished for the Swiss attack.
Again, Vergé-Dépré being aggressive. I like her style right now, really turning it up the volume a little bit and ripping that serve.
Heidrich to serve. Serves at Taiana. Heidrich drops off the net and reads it. There's a set from Vergé-Dépré. Can she finish it? Oh, great block from Elize Maia at the net.
Big block up and over the net. Maia, really impressive with the timing right there. A little back and forth, and like you say, Nick, now getting down to the business end of the set. It's all about turning it up. Doesn't matter what has happened to this point. It's about finishing, getting to 21, getting that 2-point advantage.
Oh, another good block. Oh, good play from Brazil. Good play from all four players on court. A very rough, tough and scrappy rally with Brazil just taking the point. Drawing too clear.
Yeah, they earned that one there. A big block by Maia, then a soft block, and she keeps it in play. Gives Taiana a nice set, and she rips it at Vergé-Dépré. And there's that fist pump that we've been accustomed to seeing out of Taiana. She's bringing a lot of emotion and a lot of fire. That's how she plays this game, always trying to get the crowd in. And I'm not really sure why they continue to go to Vergé-Dépré. She is absolutely lighting it up on that left side, bringing a heavy arm.
I totally agree, Dane, and they had so much success, Brazil, when they were just targeting Jonah Heidrich with their service in the early part of this opening set. I'm not so sure the tactical switch is the best one. Here's Heidrich with service. Cross court for Maia. Back set from Taiana. Picked up by Vergé-Dépré. Oh, well, a little bit of lady luck shines on the Swiss team to tie the scores at 17-all.
Yeah, really fortunate for the Swiss, falling backwards, 7 feet off, and the ball just ends up going short. So they got away with one right there. But like I said, you'll take it when you can get it.
Heidrich again with service. Well, the hands were there. Didn't shut it down. 18-17, another side switch for both teams.
I just think it's a lot of ground to cover when you're Heidrich serving from the left side of the court and then having to go all the way to the right side of the net to get your block formidable in position in time.
Oh, what a lovely block. And that could be the block that gives Brazil this first set. That could be the telling point.
Well, obviously, they know what they're doing, sticking with a game plan, and maybe that's it. They think they can block the power of Vergé-Dépré. It took a while, but they finally got one.
Well, it's a deceiving arm swing from Vergé-Dépré. This time she changes the direction of the power play to success.
Yeah, and it's like 9 out of 10 she's putting the ball away. And I still think that Brazil should mix it up.
And it's a point for Switzerland. It looked to be a net infringement from Brazil, or, oh, there's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, she's going to challenge there. And the question is, did she touch the net or not? Heidrich's complaining that there was interference on the call. Here it is in real time. Oh yeah, there's a net violation for sure on Taiana. And there's also, looks like an infringement of play, so an obstruction should have been called an interference call. You can go under the net in beach volleyball, but you can't impede the other player.
It's pretty clear from the review that the fault is at Taiana. I'm not sure what she's trying to prove there.
Pull off there.
Yeah, she's touched the net first, then she's interfered with the Swiss player.
And fired up. Joanna Heidrich was cheering and really kind of edgy about the whole thing as she struts off the court. And right now, Taiana and Maia are having a heated conversation. And so things getting very interesting as we get to the tail end of this first set.
Well, Brazil have called a timeout to try and just take a little bit of the heat and pressure off the situation. Now, my Portuguese isn't very good, but Taiana is not happy at all. And the Schweizer Deutsch is just as difficult to pick up, but just the body language from Vergé-Dépré there on screen and Heidrich is to keep the focus, keep the charge going. Some good support in the crowd for the Swiss. They still need to keep the pressure on, tied at 19 all. Oh, almost there. Heidrich. Maia gives Brazil set point.
A really smart shot. A bit out of position offensively. She goes for the poke shot just out of reach. Heidrich almost made the spectacular play.
Vergé-Dépré ties the scores. This still could go Switzerland's way.
I'm baffled, Nick, why Brazil keeps going to Vergé-Dépré. It's almost like she's having practice, putting on a hitting clinic, just crushing the ball.
Here's Heidrich with service. Heidrich targeting Elize. Taiana with the set. Lovely angle on the ball. Quality play from Brazil. Set points for the second time.
Maia really seeing the court well. First the poke shot. This time she gets outside, gets around it. A little wrist away, cross court. The shot's too good.
Again, they've targeted Vergé-Dépré with the service, which means she gets the attack, which means she puts it away. And they tie the scores. They had so much success when they were serving Heidrich. It's not working against Vergé-Dépré. No coaches on the court, though, Dane, so there's nobody there to tell them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Maybe they're not observing it, but Brazilian players are always very smart and very quick to make adjustments. But Vergé-Dépré not putting the ball away. She's just crushing the ball.
Let's see if she can put a serve away here. Vergé-Dépré floats the ball over. Set from Taiana. Oh, and she's reading the block of Heidrich very effectively.
Elize Maia. She's getting her work in. That is where the Swiss are targeting, and she continues to come up with answers.
Taiana, oh, serves at Vergé-Dépré. Again, she reads it. Oh, tying the scores.
I don't know if they know something that I don't, but they keep going to Vergé-Dépré, and she keeps putting the ball away. And she's doing it with authority. It's either thundered straight down or the shot that's 10 feet away from the defender.
A little bit of confusion from Brazil. Taiana, not in the best of shape. Here's a chance for Switzerland to take set point for the first time. 23-22.
Look at that. Vergé-Dépré with another opportunity, and she makes good on it. She's been such an offensive force here in this first set.
Heidrich with service for Switzerland. Oh, almost a perfect finish. Not quite the ace serve that she was hoping for. Scores are tied at 23-all.
It's a tough error right there by Joanna Heidrich. Just when they get the lead and have the opportunity, she lets Brazil off the hook.
Elize Maia serving. Finally, they changed their plan and served Joanna Heidrich. And Brazil block at the net, put the ball down, and take the set point. They finally heard you, Dane.
What do you know? I mean, I couldn't believe they were going to continue to go to Vergé-Dépré. Switch it up. And it pays off immediately.
Elize Maia again looking to wrap up the first set. This time it's gone to Vergé-Dépré. She looks to level the scores, and she does it.
Nick, please make sense of that for me. You just score a point by a stuff block with authority, and then you go away from that player and let him off the hook. Very interesting decisions here by Brazil.
Taiana with the set. Heidrich struggling, I'd say, with this play over the top of the Swiss blocker. Set point once again for Brazil here. It's the 5th set point for the ladies in the green and yellow shirts. Vergé-Dépré hoping that they serve her. Clearly going to Heidrich. Taiana. Oh, great save from Taiana. Switzerland are scrambling. Oh, Joanna Heidrich fumbles badly. First set goes to Brazil, 26-24. Excellent wrap up there from Taiana.
How about that? Made the adjustment, got the stuff block on Heidrich, and then they got her in passing trouble. And defensively, a beautiful dig by Taiana. Vergé-Dépré tries to put it up, and instead of keeping this ball in the court, Heidrich tries to go for an underhand winner, maybe hoping for a trickler off the net, but it is not the right play right there. You want to keep that ball in, and as good a blocker as Heidrich is, give yourself yet another chance to get a block. So a big battle, and we expected nothing less between these two teams who have met once before, and it was the Swiss with an 18-16 victory. So we expected a battle, 24-26 in the first set, going to Brazil. There's the statistics, 3 blocks to 1 for Brazil, 4 aces to 2 also for Brazil. And it'll be interesting what strategy is taken in this next set. But that was a battle. It had a little bit of everything in it, Nick, a little chippiness, some challenges to the head referee, and a lot of emotion and fire going on in this first round of pool play in the women's division for this World Championships.
Set 2. Switzerland need to win this to take it to a 3rd tiebreak, and away. Ooh, almost. Great save from Taiana. Loses out at the net to Joanna Heidrich. Switzerland to get the first point on the board, with Brazil winning the first set 26-24.
Now, you mentioned it earlier, Nick. It's quite a unique sport, beach volleyball. Similar to tennis, you cannot have a coach on the international game in the box. That means that the players have to make decisions of their own in terms of strategies. And Heidrich with a big block, but a cover by Brazil, and they're able to make good on the point. Anytime a big block happens and you cover it, it can be deflating. Well, that's definitely the way to go. They're getting their hands on more of the hits from Heidrich. The pass is not quite as precise. And it's hard in beach volleyball. You only have 2 players to go to, so sometimes there's not a clear-cut choice, but Heidrich and Vergé-Dépré, both very strong players, but it seems like Vergé-Dépré is just really hot today. She's going for it, and she's just crushing the ball.
Good service from Heidrich, who puts it away. Heidrich starting to find a better rhythm and confidence to her game now. And it really is needed if they're to take the second set to stay in the match. Heidrich with service, 25 years of age, from Zurich. Unique setup with the service, just puts that one a little too deep into the Brazilian court.
Yeah, glad you noted that, Nick, that kind of that squat, sitting, jump, and no approach, float serve. The one who I saw perfect that was Laura Ludwig. It seemed like the Germans began doing that first. I may be mistaken, but it's become extremely popular, that standing kind of crouching jump float serve. I think it allows the ball to be a little flatter when it crosses the net, and therefore there's more movement on it, and it makes it more difficult to receive.
Really looking forward to seeing Laura Ludwig and Kira Volkenhorst in action on center court tomorrow. Well, it's a 3-point break now for Switzerland. Total of 7 on the scoreboard. Side switch. Watching the side switches quite carefully because the wind is starting to pick up again towards the end of play here on center court. Of course, we're quite sheltered by this huge grandstand, a 10,000 seater capacity. Here's Vergé-Dépré serving Elize Maia. Drops back off the net effectively. Heidrich now looks to finish. Good shot. Swiss go 4 clear. All smiles. Enjoying their play now.
You know, that was a beautiful play by Joanna Heidrich. Fake blocking, dropping, putting herself in perfect position, and then transitioning offensively, and some momentum for the Swiss duo. A tough float serve with all sorts of movement from Vergé-Dépré, and all of a sudden, it's the Swiss out to a 5-point lead. More receiving trouble for Brazil.
Switzerland can do no wrong. 6 points clear.
Smart play at the net. Joanna Heidrich owning the net, controlling the ball. First, second opportunities, putting it away. And right now, oh, you're seeing a lot going on in between Maia and Taiana.
Ou ataca no fundo, ou larga no fundo. Qualquer coisa, menos esse cante curto.
Well, Taiana.
Saiu da rede, eu gritei só. Larga a porrada. Não tem que ficar pedindo a bola, não. Tá 7-2.
Well, if that's a motivational speech, it's a pretty tough one, that's for sure. Elize Maia just saying nothing.
Wow, that looked somewhat like a reprimand for sure. And Taiana kind of giving it to Maia. Maia just sitting there and accepting the words of motivation or encouragement, whatever you wish, and it'll be interesting how they can respond.
Taiana with the set. Good cross-court shot. Well, she responds as instructed. Elize Maia puts that ball down and certainly justifies the calling of the timeout from the Brazilian team. Here she is with service, Elize Maia. 32 years of age from Rio de Janeiro. Taiana's back up to attack, but at the net, covering perfectly. Jonah Heidrich brings back that Swiss 6-point advantage or lead.
Complete domination right now for the Swiss. Do a look at Heidrich jump into the angle. And she's bringing all sorts of fire and emotion. Really playing with confidence now.
Heidrich serves. And again, pressure at the net from Heidrich. Forces Elize Maia just to overcook that cross-court shot. Way too deep into the Swiss court. 7 clear. Switzerland can do no wrong at this point in the match.
And this is becoming a crushing here in the second set. A 7-point lead. Wow.
Taiana on the attack for Brazil. Dropping off the net perfectly. Heidrich now looks to finish, and she does just that. Heidrich can hardly believe it. Needs to keep the focus, not get too carried away here. They've still got to win the third tiebreak, but they're looking exceptionally good for this second set.
Yeah, you want to keep your focus in Brazil. Seems like the wheels are coming off a little bit. Extremely chippy back and forth. 8 of the last 9 points going to Switzerland.
Taiana on the attack. Picked up by Vergé-Dépré, over on 2. Taiana, well, great athleticism to keep the ball up, but the Swiss watch it go out of play. 12-3 to Switzerland. Another very impressive service run from Jonah Heidrich.
So much experience out on the court. All 4 players have found their way to the top of the podium at one time or another. Taiana with the most victories of the 4 athletes, 6 FIVB wins.
Oh, beautiful hands from Vergé-Dépré. Not able to put it away. Good play from Brazil. Elize Maia keeping her calm, keeping her cool. Heidrich in danger of thinking she's won the point before the ball's down on the sand on a couple of occasions there, Dave.
Yeah, she gets excited thinking that the play's over at times, and a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of emotion out of Jonah Heidrich, and she knows how important it is this second set to get the win. And they really are beating down Brazil right now, 13-4. And you get to a point in this set where Brazil might just pack it up and focus on the third set if it gets too far out of reach.
Elize Maia. Oh, almost there, Vergé-Dépré. Good shot.
There's a poke. Vergé-Dépré given everything she's got to get that ball up in the air. Just couldn't get there in time.
Another service error from the Brazilian.
And Taiana has to be careful that she doesn't ride Maia too much. You know, Maia can hold their own. She's won 2 events, both with Eduarda Lisboa. She goes by the name of Duda. She's won twice with her, and as I mentioned, Taiana, she's got 6 victories. 5 of those victories coming with Toledo in 2013, where they were the FIVB Team of the Year, and Taiana on point right there, crushes the ball down the line. You know, who knows where Taiana would be. Her and Toledo were absolutely on fire, but then Toledo and Larissa reunited, and they have been a force to be reckoned with. So many players in the player pool for Brazil to kind of switch around. But right now, The Swiss controlling this second set with a commanding 15-6 lead.
Dane, we so often talk about team changes, particularly with the Brazilian players. Who makes those decisions? Is that a decision that the coaching staff decide on, or it's a personal decision for the players themselves?
Well, it's more of a personal decision. A few years back, the Brazilian Federation stepped in and started making some decisions for a lot of the players in terms of what partnerships they wanted. And the players didn't really like it. Not really in the spirit of beach volleyball. You always want to pick your partner and you want to play with someone that you like and you have chemistry. And so they went back to the system of allowing the players to figure it out. And it seems to have worked extremely well. Of course, they got the silver. They like the gold with the women's division in the Olympics in 2016, and then they won the gold with the men with Bruno and Alisson. So seems to be working.
Yeah, it's an interesting style of sport selection. Switzerland still in control of the second set, and now go 10 points clear after yet another ace serve from Vergé-Dépré. And that is her fourth, I should say, of this match. Elize Maia on the attack, over the top of the block. Vergé-Dépré has it covered. Now the Swiss block. Oh, well, Elize Maia keeps her cool at the net there. Vergé-Dépré thought she had all the space in the world. Not the case.
Good block by Maia right there. Vergé-Dépré, one of the very few errors that we've seen her make offensively.
There's Maia with the service, targeting Heidrich. And Heidrich gets it away. You called it earlier, Dane. Do the Brazilians let this one go now and just regather their thoughts and focus for the tie-break set, because just a matter of a couple of side outs and this second set is Switzerland's to take. Heidrich to serve. Oh, a little kiss off the top of the net, but it falls the Brazilians to the Brazilian side of the court. 18-7 now.
If I were looking at this score, I would think that something happened to Brazil. Maybe they got hurt if I wasn't watching the match, but it's been just total domination by Joanna Heidrich and her partner, Anouk Vergé-Dépré.
Good shot by Maia.
Yeah, it's rare you see a team win a set and then absolutely get crushed in the second set. And that's what's happening right here. But remember, it's 2 out of 3, so looks like this one is going to go to a third set. And it'll be interesting what mindset the Brazilians have when we start the third set, as well as the Swiss, because we'll be tied 1 apiece. Who will have the momentum? Who will be playing with confidence when we start that third set? That's what's going to be most important.
Oh, great play from all 4 players. Split-second reactions. Point goes to Brazil, but Switzerland still 8 clear.
Maia up there controlling and patrolling the net and having a lot of success there. Trying to get that confidence back. I don't think that Brazil can erase this deficit, but it's all about getting on track for the third set.
19-10 now for Switzerland. Good shot from Joanna Heidrich.
And if you're Switzerland as well, you don't want to think that, hey, we won this second one, we're on cruise control. You win the second one, you've evened the playing field. You just even up the match, and then you have to bring the same type of fire in the third.
Oh, what a lovely block from Heidrich. Well, set point for Switzerland to take it to a third set tie-break. And I think our expert in the box here, Olympic champion Dane Blanton, has called this perfectly. Switzerland just need to hold their focus. This has been a very impressive second set, but Brazil will come out in a different frame of mind in the third. let's get this second set wrapped up first. Third set point for Switzerland. Elize with service. Serving Heidrich. A set ball from Vergé-Dépré. Tools it off the block of Elize Maia. 21-11. Switzerland forced Brazil into a third set tie-break. First team to 15, but it has to be by 2 clear points. Many of the opinion leaders call the tie-break a real sprint. But if Switzerland can maintain the momentum from the second set, you wouldn't want to bet against them.
Absolutely not. They played so well. They won that second set so decisively, and they put all sorts of pressure. You know, Taiana and Maia have to get on the same page. They have to erase what happened in that second set and basically start fresh. If I were the Brazilians, I would probably target Joanna Heidrich just for the fact that her partner is on fire, Vergé-Dépré. And if I am the Swiss, I go to Maia and try to put that pressure on. She seemed like she kind of cracked here and there. 5-4 in blocks. Brazil wins that statistical category, and it's flip-flop. 5-4 in aces for the Swiss duo. So a very even matchup, and that's why we're here in the third set. And I'd like to remind you that these two teams played in Stade just about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. 21-19, 14-21, and then 18-16. It was Heidrich and Vergé-Dépré getting the better of the Brazilians. So Brazil's got to have that in the back of their mind. The question is, can they be consistent and translate that into a victory?
Brazilians want to get on with it as quick as they can. Taiana puts the ball into play. Oh, what a spectacular start for Joanna Heidrich. First point on the board for Switzerland in this tie-break third set decider. Anouk Vergé-Dépré goes to the back of the Swiss court to serve it up to Brazil. Oh, a service error. That may just nip the bud of the momentum for Switzerland. Here's Elize Maia with the first service for Brazil. Serving Vergé-Dépré, who will attack. And the block is there. Confident serving, knowing that she was going to get the power play returned from Vergé-Dépré. And Elize Maia. Oh, nice play. Nice.
Just going for it every time, and that time Maia got the best of her, but great aggressive play by the Swiss.
Maia again serves Vergé-Dépré. Vergé-Dépré shows that she can mix up her shots. Taiana is seen at the net by Heidrich. Brazil scramble. Lovely back set to Vergé-Dépré, but it doesn't work. Unlucky for Switzerland. Important point for Brazil.
And Taiana trying to get the crowd involved. She loves to get that fire. There's a beautiful cover. Here's a nice set by Maia. And then look at the defense. Vergé-Dépré with a one-handed stab, and then Heidrich tries to be a little bit too aggressive, puts that ball on top of the net, and Maia knows exactly how to make her pay for it. Vergé-Dépré, look at that extension. And I like the idea. Joanna Heidrich trying to be aggressive and put that ball up. It just ended up about a foot too close.
Brazil get the break. Maia with service. This time to Heidrich. Heidrich on the attack for Switzerland. Right to the body of Taiana. Good play from Brazil. Excellent defense from Taiana.
Wow, and a quick timeout. Joanna Heidrich goes straight to the sideline here. And looking a little bit dejected, calls a timeout. She knows that she can't afford for her team to get in any deeper of a hole.
This is where that question comes. So much energy and effort from the Swiss team to claim that second set. And here's the tank starting to run on empty as we go deep into the third.
Well, big question, could Brazil recover from that beatdown they took in the second set? And the answer is absolutely 7-4 in the blocking category. Remember, it was 5-4 to start the third set, so a couple of blocks by Maia, and that has been a big difference maker as Brazil has a 4-1 lead.
Chilean supporters are there. The Swiss are being as verbal and as loud as they can be. Maia serving. Serving Vergé-Dépré on the attack now for Switzerland. She's blocked at the net. And it's good.
Looks like a net violation, possibly by Vergé-Dépré. Couldn't stop her momentum. So Brazil on a run right now. The Swiss need to stop the bleeding.
Well, Switzerland have used up their timeout for this third and final set, so they need to rely on their gameplay, and that's exactly what Vergé-Dépré is doing there. Mixing it up.
And excuse me, Nick, remember, no technical timeout in the third set, so no way that the Swiss can stop play here unless, of course, they try to challenge something. And Maia gives one right back, and give all the credit to that jump float. You noticed it earlier, kind of an unorthodox style, but it is so effective, puts so much movement on the ball.
Second ace for Heidrich. And again, she has Taiana in a little trouble. Taiana goes over the top of the block. Vergé-Dépré needs to be picking those up.
That's why Taiana doesn't get a lot of serves. She has beautiful vision, knows where the defense is, got a heavy arm, and she also brings that mental focus and passion. Oh, net violation. And there's going to be a challenge by Heidrich. Oh my goodness, she's all over the net. Her face hit the net. I'm not sure how she couldn't feel that, so they're going to challenge this. It's going to go to the Hawkeye system to figure it out. Remember, each team gets 2 challenges per set. If you're incorrect in your challenge, you lose it. But if you're correct, you would retain. And there it is.
Yeah, Heidrich knows she's touched the net. She's trying to slow the play down.
Yeah, that's probably it, because it looked a little blatant. It looked like her visor, her face, everything ended up into the net there. And it is called a fault officially, so that'll be a failed challenge for the Swiss. They'll have one more challenge if they need it, but they're doing everything they can to slow it down. Remember the challenge, it's ball in or out, block touch, net fault, antenna touch, or foot fault. Those are the things that you can call a challenge for. Anything else, the referee will deny you.
Taiana with service for Brazil. Vergé-Dépré on the attack. And unable to contain the block or get the direction on the ball from the block. That's well, maybe that justifies the call of the challenge for the Swiss team, because they get a very valuable point back on the board. 4-7. Vergé-Dépré with service. Floats it short. Oh, and that ball is out of play from Elize Maia. 5-7.
Maia's very susceptible to making unforced errors at untimely situations right there. Poke shot, hoping for it to be in, it's out, and the Swiss are slowly creeping back into this. Tight set.
Heidrich gets the block in at the net. Oh, and can they keep it up? Well, again, once Heidrich's got that block, she tends to think that it's all over, and it's not done until that ball touches the sand.
Yeah, that was a difficult dig. It was a little bit low. Hard for Heidrich to get a beat on it.
Elize Maia serves Joanna Heidrich. There's the set ball from Vergé-Dépré. Oh, beautiful cover from Taiana. Great play from Brazil.
Yeah, Taiana reading the line shot of Joanna Heidrich, and then Heidrich tries to cut the ball, sees Taiana going for it, tries to make it a little too sharp, and it does not clear the net.
4 clear, Brazil. Maia with service. Again, sticking to the Heidrich tactic, but Heidrich makes it count this time. Important side out that from Switzerland. Side switch.
Joanna Heidrich really making it happen when it counts right there. Could not afford. There's a little B. Distracting Joanna Heidrich. Kind of dodging it there.
Heidrich it is with service. Oh, what a power play from Maia there.
And you know, that was hit with authority. There was a little extra behind it. You could just hear it. Good extension, great elevation. Crushes that cross court.
Here's her partner Taiana serving Heidrich. Heidrich on the attack for Switzerland. She's hit that too hard, or did it come off the fingers? Yes, off the fingertips of the blocker.
Yeah, definitely a touch there by Brazil. Here's a look at the replay. High hands, just barely hitting the fingers on the way up. No complaint from the Brazilians.
Here's a good shot of Taiana. Here's Vergé-Dépré with service. Joanna Heidrich drops back off the net. Oh, it's another fantastic save from Taiana in the defense for Brazil. And Elize Maia again struggling with the block, allows Switzerland to draw 2 away from Brazil. Brazil with 10, the Swiss with 8.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dig by Taiana, but if she digs that on their side of the court, they have a better chance. You don't want to dig the ball across the net. All it does is give the other team a free ball. Keep it on your side. How about that? Maia coming right back and putting it away, and it seems like Taiana's really riding Maia, putting the pressure on, and maybe that's what Maia responds to, because she's really kind of just taken all of the criticism.
Good shot from Heidrich. All smiles, but they need a couple more. Side switch, remember, at every 5-point total on the scoreboard, but no technical timeout at halfway in the third set. We're only heading to 15, not 21. This is very close. Could go either team's way. Heidrich with service for Switzerland. Oh, right to the middle of the court. And both the Brazilian players left staring at each other's eyes. It's an ace serve from Heidrich, and it couldn't come at a more important time of the third set.
And now Brazil, they are going to call the timeout as the Swiss get closer and closer to tying this thing up. Just down by 1, 11-10. And as I mentioned, I think Taiana has to be careful how much pressure she puts on Maia, because that is who the Swiss continue to target. And you want those positive vibes to make it happen. Damage was done early by Brazil. If you see, they got 5 of the first 6 points. And now things have turned around, and the Swiss are putting bunches of points together. 2 here, 2 there. And I'd have to say, Nick, the momentum is all on the side of the Swiss right here in the final match on center court, day 2 of the World Championships.
Yeah, this is a Pool H game. Fernandez, Alves and Barbara Seixas are the number 8 seeds in Pool H, so it's an important win for both these teams, no question of a doubt. Every win's important at the World Championships. With that, Heidrich serving, Taiana on the attack. Oh, and Vergé-Dépré thought she had that covered. A break for Brazil, 12-10. Taiana goes to the back of court to serve.
I don't think the Swiss wanted to go to Taiana. They went down the middle. Oh, and now an errant pass by Heidrich. Can she even get it over? No.
Oh, good service from Taiana. Spells danger for Switzerland. Now they need to focus and show some of them those skills that brought them a 21-11 win in the second set. Taiana again with service. Heidrich lets it go, and the serve is good. Oh, that could be a catastrophic error from Heidrich, because it is match point for Brazil. Crowd are on their feet. 14-10. Taiana again serves Heidrich. Vergé-Dépré with the set. And it's a stuff block at the net from Elize Maia, and it is 15-10. 2 sets to 1 to Brazil, winning the first 26-24. Absolutely thrashed by Switzerland in the second, 21-11, but pulled it back to take the third, 15-10.
How about that? And they focused in on the strategy at the end. They went to Joanna Heidrich after Vergé-Dépré put up some impressive offensive numbers. And what happened? You had that shank pass, you had the duck ace, and then you had a stuff block, all in succession right there. So going back, looking at the tape, Brazil's going to probably start to change that game plan, but you could tell there was some tension there, probably brewing from the last time these two teams met when the Swiss prevailed 18-16. But today it was about Brazil. And how about the recovery? You just mentioned it, Nick. How about that recovery from the beatdown Brazil took in the second set?
Brilliant work from Brazil, showing absolute determination. I think that for me, the player of the match is Taiana. She was hard, she was brutal, she was pushing her partner throughout that match. Elize Maia just kept her mouth shut, said nothing and got on with the game, but it seemed to work. She held her team together, they held their nerve, they take the win.
Yeah, she really was intense, and maybe that's what works for Maia. It definitely worked today because she stepped up to the occasion. There was a lot of back and forth, but in the end, it was the Brazilian duo who stepped up and finished strong. So the Swiss, remember, by no means are they out of the tournament. This is just their first pool play match, and they'll have a couple of more matches to survive and get out of pool play, but this had a lot of fireworks to start off this pool.
Brazil get the better of Switzerland, 2-1. Let's go down to the center court and hear from Julius Brink, who is interviewing a very tired but very happy Brazilian duo.